I have a question for men. I feel like a lot of men are no longer interested in dating. They give up on dating. They're not even trying. Why do you guys think that is the case?
Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from Manhood titled Dating Coach Finally Snaps, which just goes to show how many of these so-called quote-unquote experts, by the way, are just complete frauds. Let's jump right into it.
All women are 304s. Nope. There is no such thing as traditional women anymore. Wrong. Women simply aren't worth it. What does that even mean? I am so tired of all of this negativity. Are you going to insist that masculinity is about growth, suffering, and overcoming difficult things? And then just not date because it's hard? Are some of you really so pessimistic and self-hating that you will just resign yourself to never feeling love and affection? Are you really going to sit here and insist that you have all of the answers to dating and then just refuse to pass those answers on to a woman who is ready and willing to please you?
Men have been explaining exactly what they are looking for in a woman, and modern women turned it around and pretty much said that anything a man needs is somehow hateful, and everything a woman wants is totally justified.
Tell me, what battle are you even fighting? You insist there's a problem, but you aren't trying to actually solve it? What is the point of all of this other than to just kick and scream? There are a lot of great women out there looking for men with your values. Go meet them, be strong in your convictions, and enjoy the life that you can create with them. Because the negativity has got to stop.
Her quote-unquote advice involves shaming men, ignoring the things that they're saying, and boils it down to just go find a good woman. That's not helpful at all, it's arrogant, and just proves why men are walking away.
Men don't go after women anymore nowadays, and part of the reason is that it's just become so hard because we women have become so demanding. Not that long ago, a marriage was seen as an economical agreement, and the husband was expected to provide for his family and to protect his family. But in those days, we women were still financially dependent on men. But now that we make our own money, we don't just want a husband to be a provider or to protect us, but we want a husband who can really understand us, who can feel us emotionally.
That's just blatantly false. Even when a modern woman brags about making her own money, she still expects the man to pay for everything while she keeps everything that she earned. And it's insulting to blame the men for not being good enough when modern women have become this ignorant.
And who can help in the household, and wait a minute, who can also be a very good father to our kids. But it's not just because we're financially independent that we have these expectations. It's also that society, the way it's set up, has changed completely. We used to live in a society in which we had a whole support system around us. We would have barbecues with the neighbor on the corner every Sunday. We would drink coffees with our neighbor every morning, and we would discuss our problems.
There are countless men who have dedicated their lives to their children. They do everything they can to try and make their wives happy as well, but it's never good enough because she's expected to do her part to make things work, and that's apparently not her job.
But nowadays, because we also work, we live way more isolated, and the time we have off, we spend more and more with this one person who's our husband. And what that looks like in reality is that we sit on the sofa at night and we watch TV together. We look at rom-coms in which the man goes through hell and back to win a woman's heart. So besides the fact that practically seen we expect more from our men, our brains are also fed with all these fantasies about how relationships should and could be. And men have stopped to go after women because they freak out with the thought that they have to deliver all these things that women expect nowadays.
Men aren't freaking out at the expectations of modern women. If anything, men are just laughing at the demands that these women have of men. There's no real point in trying to make a relationship work when one half isn't willing to do anything and expects the man to do everything.
But now in 2025, you can't see the competition. The best way that I can put it is, you know you're up against something, but you have no idea what you're up against. You know there's competition out there, but you don't know what level that competition is. You know, you don't know if she's talking to some, elite multimillionaire, so these male models.
Modern women have made it clear that they are talking to multiple men at the same time. They also expect loyalty from one man as they date multiple men, and we're just supposed to accept that as normal. No, thank you.
College athletes, professional athletes, you have no idea what you're up against. So as a man, you just kind of, let's just be honest. Most guys out there, you just kind of put yourself out there and you just kind of hope something works, and you're kind of at the mercy of the world. Take me or leave me. And the majority of men are getting left out, right? Let's be honest. Not so much. I'm 39, so it's not as bad for me, but
It's not a question of competition. It's the fact that modern women told men to never approach them, that men are incredibly dangerous and deserve to be shamed if they do anything to make their presence known to a woman.
I do feel for the 19-year-olds out there that this is what they were thrown into, right? They're not really sure what to do. Now, with everything that we've mentioned so far, you know, the current programming, the current zeitgeist, it's in our blood to be monogamous. It's all out of whack. Social media causing you to not really know who's sliding in her DMs, right? You don't know who you're up against thanks to the DM.
It's insane how basic things like monogamy have been thrown out of the window in the last few years. Modern women have been convinced that being monogamous is somehow a prison, even though it's what we've been doing for thousands of years, and it worked out just fine.
All right, ladies, let's talk about why men do not court anymore. Let's go. The reality is that modern feminism in a lot of ways had us as women take a gamble, and we lost. We took the bait that being sexually promiscuous and having no standards and no self-respect was cool and in. We decided that we would give men access to our bodies and our time and our energy without them having to put in any effort. We have allowed men to do the bare minimum for so long, and we still give them benefits that they don't deserve.
They will always give passes to guys like Chad, and they blame the average guys for not being good enough to meet their standards. And the worst part is that they expect the average men that they've insulted to pick up the pieces of the messes that they've made for themselves.
And so now men are following suit, and we are confused as to why this is happening. It's okay to want a man to lead and support you, but you have to understand that we collectively as women set the tone. So if the tone of the dating market is that all women are easy now and that men can pretty much get whatever they want and do whatever they want and still get access to us, then that's what the majority of men are going to do. There are plenty of men who are good men. Men who love women and respect women and honor women. But even those men, if they are single and there are women out there that are throwing it at them, they're going to catch it.
The problem is that modern women are so damaged that even if they do find a good man, they will just sabotage the relationship through resentment anyway. They look at men like that as the types of men that they settle for when they can't be with the men that they actually want.
So just ask yourself, what kind of woman are you? And are you contributing to the problem? Are you the kind of woman who is allowing men to be low vibrational and contributing to this idea that all women have low standards and that men can do the bare minimum and get away with it? Or are you a woman who's leading by example and challenging other women around you to do the same by operating from a place of self-dignity, self-respect, values, standards, strong boundaries, a woman who knows her worth? Before we start whining and complaining about what they aren't doing, let's take a look at what it is that we are doing.
Even though she makes some solid points, she's still blaming men for the issue. Modern women would rather go for the good-looking rich guy who will treat them like trash than be with a good man who will treat them with respect. But they made it clear that's the last thing they want.
So why does dating feel almost impossible for men in 2025?
Dating feels almost impossible for a lot of men in 2025 because, you look at the average guy. The average guy isn't getting matches on dating apps. He's not getting stopped or, getting a lot of affection from women in his daily life. He probably doesn't have a whole lot of friends. And so he's online and he's seeing all of these gorgeous women, some of whom aren't even real with AI now. There's a lot of AI girls out there, edited photos and stuff like that. And they're just suffering this constant barrage of them feeling inadequate by what their life experience is teaching them versus what they're seeing online, which is like a lot of, attractive women or couples or stuff like that.
Seeing the crap that modern women post online isn't making men feel inadequate. It's quite hard to feel inadequate when an army of modern women are blaming men for everything that's wrong in the world and insulting them for not being good enough.
So they just kind of feel beaten down by it, and it really does suck being the average guy who isn't taking control of their life in today's day and age. There's absolutely no sympathy for them. But the good news is that if you do choose to rise above this and do choose to actually start bettering yourself and start doing the things that is going to give you a result with women, then it can be possible to be successful. And the bar is pretty low because most guys don't try. Most guys just, wallow in self-pity, and they take themselves out of the dating market because they think that it's not worth it for them. But in reality, I don't care who I'm talking to. If you're watching this, like, you absolutely can change your circumstance.
A man shouldn't be improving himself just to have better luck in the dating market, in my opinion. If he's going to go through all of that work and growth, he should be doing it for himself, and trying to do it for women is just not going to make it last in the long run, in my opinion.
There was a study done in the 90s, and what they found out, I think, still holds true today. So what they did is they took a group of men and they took a group of women and they categorized these men. So it was like high status, t-shirt, McDonald's. Same thing with the women. High status, t-shirt, McDonald's. And then they asked, you know, the men, okay, would you go to coffee with this person, go on a date, marry? And in all three categories, the guy didn't care. He's like, yes, sure, whatever.
Men don't care about a woman's status. She could be working at McDonald's. We don't care, okay? But if she's a kind person, then he will take her out, no problem. This should come as a surprise to absolutely nobody.
With women, it was a whole different story. Women went to the high status man for the majority of them. So that was for coffee, date, marriage. My takeaway on this is just goes along with the trends I've been seeing. So we are in this Kardashian culture and have been for, 10 years. I don't know how long they've been on. But this idea of perfection has just been kind of unseen before.
There are too many modern women who think that they're just completely perfect. They will say that they are perfect 10s and they won't settle for a man who isn't perfect. But that attitude is the very same reason why they are still single and will continue to be single.
I mean, before we had magazines, we knew they were kind of airbrushed, but what we see now, women are doing eyebrows, microblading, dermaplaning, eyelash extensions, hair extensions, lip fillers, cheek fillers, breast implants, butt implants, fat transfer, taking ribs out. I mean, literally women are taking their ribs out. So I think just the pressure and the unattainable like beauty that they put on themselves, they're also putting that sort of unattainable image and desire on a guy as well. And that's why these guys are backing out, because guys know, like, that's crazy. Like, we can't do all that. Like, some can. I mean, it's the small minority can do that. But for the majority of men, they're not going to be able to get to your high standards that you not only put on yourself, but you're putting on these men too. And I don't even know if women are aware that they're doing that.
With all of the things that modern women are doing to their faces and bodies, they claim that they're doing it because of the beauty standards that are set by men. But men didn't ask women to do any of those things at all. That's something they did to themselves. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.